So has the stream started? Yo, what's up? What's up? Everything's working. How are y'all doing?
Yo, have you guys heard of this fire though? Have you guys heard of this heat?
I have. It's this Bollywood song, if I don't recall, right?
Ain't no Bollywood, man. Ain't no Bollywood in this bitch. Come on.
I think I've heard it on TikTok and that.
Let's go.
All right, turn it up. Turn it up.
Somebody translate. Somebody fucking translate.
Any of our viewers just translate.
Sanjeev, translate
Oh,
for
it
us, man.
says, shut the fuck up. How am I gonna know this shit, bro? Mr. Chris out here,
All right.
as per usual, with his crispy details, and we got Sanjeev back in the building.
And you got Khaled as always. Welcome back to another episode of U3 Media, U3 Reacts. We're here. Now,
What are we talking about today, boys?
look, I've been watching a fair few boxing fights recently, and I've been thinking, hey man, there's way too many belts out here. And
Way
it's
too
way
many.
too confusing. The legacies, the companies, the organizations.
Oh, absolutely.
Who's the real champ? That's what that's why they say boxing is super confusing compared to the UFC. In the UFC, the top guy is the UFC champion.
Yep.
We all know this.
Yep. One weight division, one belt, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's based on the weight class. But in boxing, to be honest, I've just lost track of it all.
Yep.
I just can't remember who is doing what, who's going where. Is it weight class or is it this? But obviously, we still know, like, there's like Floyd Mayweather's, there's,
Yep. You're Terence Crawford.
yeah, correct.
Yeah, you've got
Tyson
like,
Fury.
multiple belt holders. Sometimes this belt is going to this guy. Sometimes this belt is going to the other
But
guy.
what actually is happening though? Can somebody explain to me? Because I want to know.
I'm trying to figure it out as well.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
I'm trying to figure it out.
And like say like so Khalid, what do you say is a problem with like having so many belts, so many promotions, so many governing bodies for boxing?
It waters down the product. It waters down those individual belts, and it makes it hard to figure out who's the real champion.
Yep, absolutely.
What that does for the audience is what that does for the audience is it just confuses everyone. And that makes it such that every single promotion or every single fight is just a going out of sale. It's like a going out of sale business.
Absolutely. And there's another problem that comes up with we don't get the matchups that we want. Would you say that like
Exactly.
boxers have way too much negotiating power?
It's like the champion from this division or this belt holder won't fight this guy because he's too dangerous.
Yeah, everyone's trying to
ducking.
protect their zeros, right?
Yeah,
It's like
a lot of ducking.
And then you're having like matchups like Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. You've got freaking Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. Like, those are exhibition matches, isn't it? But
Yeah.
like, what kind of matches are those?
There's too many mismatches, right? Like fighters trying to protect their zero. They're not fighting the true top contenders, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what gets fans excited. Like, knowing that, hey, the fighter can lose, right? Like putting his zero on the line.
Yeah.
But when it doesn't feel like that's on the line, it loses some of that excitement, some of that intrigue. Would you agree, Sanjeev?
Definitely. But what we're trying to figure out today is we're gonna have a look at this and then see what's happening. So, Khalid, I think you've got a video lined up for us
Yeah.
to be able to watch and see what's
let's
happening.
watch that video. That explains what all these belts mean and what it is. So
And this will be a really good educational content as well, just
I
so that we
look,
can understand
I
the
am
whole
trying to
sport as a
understand
whole.
what's going on.
So, get your popcorns ready, guys.
Yeah.
Um,
Is that second link? The one that says boxing over there? Yeah, on the left. No, right after that one.
just having a bit of technical issues. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can just full screen that bad boy. Yes.
Let's go.
please.
Let's get this show on the road. Let me try to understand what's going on here.
The four-belt era. Boxing today is defined by what is called the four-belt era. This began in 2004, when all four major sanctioning bodies were fully recognized at the world level. The WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO.
Okay,
Each of these
four.
organizations
Yeah.
awards its own world title in every weight class. That means in a single division, up to 4 different fighters can each call themselves a world champion at the
That's
same
crazy.
time.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
nuts.
Because champion should only be one.
One
Like,
guy, the
there-
main guy.
There can't be multiple best, right? That
Well,
Yeah.
you know, different countries, different stuff.
And you will
happening,
figure
so-
and you'll see as the video progresses that in some organizations there's 2 or 3 top guys.
That's crazy.
2 or 3 world champion, same level at the same time.
and they never fight each other,
Yeah,
which is crazy.
crazy. Let's keep going.
Before 2004, the sport was split between 2 and 3 belt eras. In the 1980s and 1990s, the WBO was often ignored in the United States and Europe, and only the WBA, WBC, and IBF were considered legitimate. By the early 2000s, however, the WBO gained recognition after top fighters like Oscar De La Hoya, Joe Calzaghe, and Nassim Hamed held its titles. Once the WBO was widely accepted, boxing officially entered the four-belt era. Since then, modern stars like Gervonta Tank Davis have risen in this system. Tank has held versions of the WBA title in multiple divisions, including lightweight, super featherweight, and super lightweight. His name is announced as a world champion in each of those weight classes, which shows the visibility and status a major belt provides in the four-belt era. But Tank also illustrates the confusion. At lightweight, Devin Haney was the WBA super champion, while Davis held the regular version. Both fighters were introduced as champions, even though they shared the same weight class under the same organization. For casual fans, this raises questions. If both are world champions, which one is really at the top?
Yep, absolutely.
That's,
Just like
that's
the
what I was saying.
Yep, that's the issue that we highlighted at the beginning, right?
It don't make sense. How is Devin Haney and Tank
Both the
champions
best, right?
at the same time? Is it, and it's in the same organization?
Same organization, same weight class.
What the hell? Is this like different way, east side, west side type of thing, or what's
That's some
happening?
bullshit, man.
That's crazy.
Some bullshit.
Can we have a look a bit further? What's happening?
WBA Belt. The World Boxing Association belt is the oldest of the 4 major world titles. The WBA was originally founded in
Yeah, and one of the
1921
most
as the
prestigious.
National Boxing Association in the United States, before expanding globally and changing its name in 1962. Its world title belt is most often recognized by its red strap and large gold centerpiece. Because it was the first sanctioning body, the WBA carried great historical weight. Many of the sport's biggest names, including Joe Louis, Roberto Duran, and Vladimir Klitschko,
Legends.
have all held WBA
Legends.
championships. Manny Pacquiao added to that history in the modern era when he won the WBA welterweight title in 2018, becoming one of the oldest fighters to hold a major belt at age 40. His run showed how the WBA could still elevate a global superstar decades
for a
after
sec?
his prime years.
This Manny guy, man. This guy is a freak. This guy's a freak
He's
of
a
nature.
machine.
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
a 8 division champion.
Yeah, I still remember. Wow. I remember
How
his
the
fight
hell?
with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
remember
That's
that?
I mean,
Yeah.
as a casual boxing fan, that's all I remember. Like
Yeah.
Manny was beaten by Floyd, but you mean like he was lightweight, heavyweight, everything
Yeah.
champion?
Well,
Sup-
maybe
sup-
heaveight's a
not-
bit of a
not
stretch.
heavyweight, not heavyweight.
It's
Obviously
just
not
too small,
heavyweight.
my
Because when
man.
he was younger, he used to fight a very lighter weight, but as he grew older, he kept going up and up and up.
Mhm,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, because once you get, I think once you get older, the weight cut gets harder, right?
Yeah.
So you want to be heavier
Absolutely.
towards the end of your career. Like,
Absolutely. Yep. Let's keep going.
keeping the belt visible at the highest level. Despite its long history, the WBA is often criticized for recognizing more than one world champion in the same division. At the top, it designates a super champion, usually a unified or long-reigning title holder. Beneath that, it continues to sanction a regular champion, introduced as a world title holder, even if he hasn't beaten the super champion. When a champion is inactive, it can also approve an interim champion. The practical result? One weight class can feature 3 different WBA title holders
What
at
the
once.
That's odd.
yeah,
So if
that's making
someone's-
my head hurt.
What's interim is like, oh, someone's called in sick at work.
Yeah.
Let's now, make this guy the champion for now.
Basically.
Or like if someone's on maternity leave or some shit like that,
Yeah.
let's make this guy.
Yeah, you see, you got like
That's
a
crazy.
got like a position, say, oh, like a interim
Yeah,
CEO,
I mean-
right? Like,
And that's how you sell fights. The belts really sell fights. So
Absolutely.
I mean,
it's like
it makes sense because if someone's not fighting for the next year or two, then how you going, declare someone else the
yeah, how are you
champion?
gonna sell tickets? How are you gonna get
Yeah.
Right.
profit
So
from
that's
that?
where
So
I
you
guess that's where they're putting
but
the
yeah,
new
but
belts
you know,
on.
see in like the UFC, they have like each weight class a champion, and if the champion's out for whatever reason, interim champion, and when the champion comes back,
They have to
champion
fight.
have to fight the interim champion. There are exceptions, of course.
Yeah.
John Jones, but
Yeah.
but yeah, this is
let's keep going.
yeah, this is a bit new to me.
all marketed as champions, which blurs who actually sits at the top. The WBC Belt. The World Boxing Council belt is one of the most recognizable and prestigious in the sport. The WBC was founded in 1963 in
WBC
Mexico
also has a
City
Muay Thai
with
belt.
the support of
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I
They also
see.
have a Muay Thai belt, so that's pretty cool.
But
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's not as big, right? Like
It's not as big in the world of Muay Thai. No,
I see. I see.
there's more prestigious ones.
the Mexican government and international delegates. Its belt is easily identified by its green strap and large gold centerpiece surrounded by national flags. Over the decades, it has become the most sought-after title for many fighters, partly because of the champions who carried it. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, and Manny Pacquiao each held the belt.
Yep, all legends, right?
All legends.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali is the greatest one, to be honest. Just
Mhm.
because he's established, especially as an African American individual, just
Yeah.
establishing that name
Absolutely,
of
yeah.
their race.
And I think he has the biggest impact in boxing. Would you say?
Yeah,
Like
he just
definitely.
had biggest impact even outside of boxing.
Yeah,
It's just,
sports, not just sports in general,
just
just
a
as a
philanthropist or
human. Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
and obviously Mike just came in with this devil, just destroying everything on his path.
Yeah.
Didn't care, biting things off. Keep going.
during key moments in their careers. Floyd Mayweather made it central to his identity, defending the WBC title across multiple divisions, including lightweight, welterweight, and super welterweight, while building his undefeated record. His association with the green belt in the 2000s and 2010s reinforced its image as the sport's most prestigious prize. The WBC is known for implementing reforms in boxing safety and rules. It was the first sanctioning body to shorten championship fights from 15 rounds to 12, a change made in the 1980s after the tragic death of Dooku Kim. It also created mandatory challenger rule to prevent champions from avoiding top contenders. In practice, these rules gave the WBC influence over matchmaking and helped it gain legitimacy among fans. Criticism of the WBC centers on parallel designations that muddy the picture. The franchise status lets selected stars keep a champion label while skipping mandatories. The council then crowns a separate world champion to handle mandatories in the same division. Add one-off ceremonial belts, Mayan, Huichol, etc., and you can have 2 WBC champions at once, plus extra straps on fight night. Great for promotion, confusing for hierarchy. The IBF Belt. The International Boxing Federation belt was established in 1983, making it one of the newer major titles. The IBF was created after a split within the United States Boxing, and it quickly gained the heavyweight division. Its belt is usually red with a gold centerpiece showing a globe and 2 continents. The IBF became known for its strict enforcement of mandatory defenses. Each champion is required to face the top-ranked challenger within a set time frame, with little flexibility.
Well, that's good.
I really like that. I
Yeah.
really like that.
And IBF is actually being sued by Jai Opatai, who is the current IBF champion, and he's also a Zuffa champion.
Oh wow.
So Zuffa is kind of fighting this battle with IBF through Jai Opatai. So it's
That's
a very
crazy.
interesting case going on right now.
Oh wow.
Interesting. Very, very
If a fighter
interesting.
refuses or takes another fight instead, the IBF often strips them of the belt. This has happened even to undisputed champions, which means the organization has a reputation for being consistent, but sometimes disruptive to big matchups. One example is Lennox Lewis, who was stripped of the IBF title in 2002 for refusing to fight a mandatory opponent. Tyson Fury also lost the IBF belt shortly after winning it from Vladimir Klitschko because he agreed to a rematch instead of facing the IBF's mandatory challenger. The IBF enforces a rigid mandatory cycle. After winning the belt, a champion must face the mandatory challenger within a set.
You know, I think that's very important for the integrity of the sport,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Like,
Definitely. And the legitimacy.
yeah,
belt.
absolutely, absolutely. But you know, can you really call someone a champion if they've been ducking top contenders?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just don't know. It's like, are you really the best?
So if they win the belt and they don't face the mandatory challenger, and challenger can be anyone,
Because you know,
but
obviously,
they have to have that
like,
the aura, like the champ. They have
yeah.
to have that.
But they do
level
have a
of-
ranking system
but
that they
in,
go by.
yeah,
I
yeah,
presume,
and
right?
there's different promotions. So now, like, you know, let's say this person wants to fight you and this person wants to fight you, but then you choose to fight this person who's not the mandatory opponent. You can choose to fight that person, but if you do that, they will strip you off the belt, the organization.
So if you fight the mandatory challenger,
Yeah.
you lose your belt.
No. If you win, then you keep it. If you lose, obviously, then you lose the belt
Yeah,
as well.
Then okay, and then
Yeah.
if you say, "Oh, I don't want to fight that," then that's
Then you
gone.
lose your belt.
Then you lose your belt as well.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Why?
So because you have to fight the mandatory challenger.
Yeah, it
So
prevents
then
ducking.
to win, be the champion, you have to fight two people.
No. You just have to keep fighting the person
Keeps challenging.
that's in their rankings.
Mhm.
Because
So the mandatory challenger will keep coming one
they'll
after
be
the
yeah
other.
one after the other.
Yeah,
right?
so it's to prevent the fighters from cherry picking favorable matchups.
yeah.
Right, it's
I
like
see.
Or
it's
weaker opponents.
Yep, it's always like you always have to face the toughest guy in front of you.
Yeah.
window. Unifications can take precedence once. If the champ signs a different fight or a rematch, means immediate stripping. That's why Lennox Lewis, 2002, and Tyson Fury, 2015, lost the IBF title outside the ring. The belt was removed for skipping the IBF mandatory, not for a defeat. The WBO Belt. The World Boxing Organization belt was founded in 1988.
Yeah, because I think that also makes things like more complicated, right? It's like because I agree with stripping the belt for ducking the #1 contender, but at the same time, it's like when you say someone lose their belt, how did they lose it, right?
Yeah.
Did they lose it from a drug test failure, from actually losing a match, or from ducking? So it's like.
Making it the youngest of the four majors. Its strap is usually brown or maroon, with a gold centerpiece featuring a ship and globe. At first, the WBO struggled for legitimacy. In the 1990s, it was often dismissed by American promoters and broadcasters who recognized only the WBA, WBC, and IBF. For years, the WBO champion was not always seen as a real world champion in the United States. Recognition began to shift as major fighters won and defended WBO title. Chris Eubank, Nassim Hamed, and Joe Calzaghe all helped raise its profile in the 1990s. By the 2000s, Oscar de la Hoya and Vladimir Klitschko held WBO belts, forcing promoters and networks to treat it on equal terms with the other three. Once unified
It's about
champions
who holds
began
the belt,
including the
right? Like you
WBO
said,
in their
those
title
champions
collections,
that make the
it
belt.
secured its place
I
in the
see.
four-belt
Not the
era.
belt that
Today,
makes the
the
champion.
WBO belt is considered fully legitimate. Terrence Crawford built his reputation by collecting WBO titles in
Another
two
Hall
divisions.
of Famer.
He first became undisputed at junior welterweight
Future
with
Hall
the
of Famer.
WBO as part of his collection, then repeated the process at welterweight after unifying again in 2023. His achievements showed how far the WBO had come, from being dismissed as a minor belt to playing a central role in crowning modern, undisputed champions. The lineal champion. The lineal champion, defined by the phrase, the man who beat the man. Unlike a sanctioning body belt, this title is passed directly from champion to challenger through victory in the ring. If a recognized champion loses it, the winner becomes the new lineal champion, regardless of whether belts are stripped, vacated, or reassigned by organization. This system traces back to the early days of boxing, when only one champion existed in each division. It preserves the idea of a single true champion.
The who with the what now? This is all confusing right
This
now.
is super confusing.
Hold
right?
on. Let's see what they have to say.
Without politics involved. A modern example is Vladimir Klitschko, who held multiple belts and was considered the lineal heavyweight champion. When Tyson Fury defeated him in 2015, Fury inherited the lineal title. Even after Fury was stripped of his sanctioning body belts for not facing the IBF mandatory, many still recognized him as the lineal champion. Fury's personal struggles and long absence from the sport created debate over whether the lineage was broken. When he returned in 2018 and eventually defeated Deontay Wilder, Many argued that his victories restored and strengthened his claim to the lineal championship. This showed how the title can survive outside the sanctioning system, depending on how fans and historians interpret continuity. The lineal title can become complicated when champions retire, move divisions, or are inactive for long periods. In these cases, historians and analysts debate how to restart the lineage. Because there is no official sanctioning body overseeing it, recognition depends on consensus among fans, media, and record keeper. The undisputed champion. An undisputed champion is a fighter who holds all four major world titles, the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO, at the same time in a single weight division. This status removes all doubt about who the true champion is, since no other fighter in that division can claim a recognized belt.
Yeah, you know, like as an MMA fan, like looking at the fighters hold on to this many belts kind of messes my mind. Because if you see in MMA, like fighters hold at most 2 belts, right? There hasn't been a single 3-division champ in all of MMA history.
Yeah.
But we see in boxing, it's like the fighters are just collecting belts like Infinity Stones.
Exactly. Exactly.
The idea of being undisputed has existed since the 2 and 3 belt eras, but it became more complicated in the 4 belt
What
era.
belt
To
was
achieve
that?
it,
That's
a fighter
crazy.
must defeat
Go back,
or
go back.
unify.
What is
Oh,
that
yeah.
even a belt?
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
a freaking gift wrap, bro.
It's like a ribbon.
Nah, Muhammad Ali got stripped, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They did him dirty. Play that shit.
Complicated in the 4 belt era. To achieve it, a fighter must defeat or unify titles against other belt holders. Or at welterweight, Alexander Usyk achieved it at cruiserweight. Canelo Alvarez unified super middleweight, while Naoya Inoue did the same at bantamweight. Each of these cases required years of negotiation and a willingness by promoters, broadcasters, and sanctioning bodies to cooperate. Undisputed champions stand out in boxing history because the status is rare and fragile. In the 4 belt era, an undisputed champion inherits 4 separate mandatory clocks. Within roughly a year, at least one body will order a defense that clashes with another body's deadline, or a rematch clause. Miss one order, and the champion is stripped. So, undisputed reigns usually end via administrative timeline, rather than a loss in the ring. That scarcity makes the achievement one of the most respected honors in the modern sport. Interim titles. An interim title is a temporary version of a world championship, created when the official champion cannot defend the belt. Sanctioning bodies introduced this concept in the 1990s to prevent long delays caused by injuries, illnesses, or other scheduling issues. Instead of leaving a title vacant, they allow 2 contenders to fight for the interim belt. The winner is then recognized as the mandatory challenger when the full champion returns. In theory, the system ensures activity in a division and gives rising contenders a meaningful opportunity. If the full champion cannot return within a reasonable time frame, the interim title holder can be promoted to full champion status. David Benavidez has held the WBC interim super middleweight title while waiting for a fight against Canelo Alvarez, highlighting how interim belts can trap contenders in long delays. Jaron Boots Ennis won the IBF interim belt at welterweight in 2023 and defended it while Terence Crawford held the full championship. When Crawford moved up in weight and vacated, Ennis was officially elevated to IBF world champion. His path showed how an interim belt can function as both a holding position and a direct route to a recognized world title once the division opens. Franchise titles. The franchise.
Yeah, so that's really, obviously this is how the MMA world took its inspiration for the belts.
Yeah.
The belt system.
Yeah, because MMA is relatively new sport.
New sport, and they took a lot of things from boxing. But what do you think will happen to MMA when, let's say, 2 or more organizations can claim to have the same weight? I mean, obviously, there's no such thing right now.
No.
UFC's the top dog.
Yep, they have a monopoly over the market.
But if another promotion somehow, some way, is able to, claim prestige as much as the UFC, this is what will happen.
Yep. Yeah, we would get that same mess we do in boxing, right?
Yeah.
So the
That's
reason
right.
why, MMA is so digestible to casuals, right? Like as a casual fan, it's so easy to get into, right? Because it's a very straightforward system. 1 weight class, 1 belt, and if the champion's unavailable, interim interim
Yeah.
belt, right? But there's no like I don't even know what this is. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's keep
Right.
going.
It's
Title was introduced by the World Boxing Council in 2019. It was described as a special designation for elite champions who had achieved significant success in multiple divisions or made exceptional contributions to the sport. Unlike traditional belts, the franchise title is not won or lost in the ring in the usual way. Instead, it is assigned by the WBC and can be carried across weight classes without mandatory defenses. The first franchise champion was Canelo Alvarez, followed by fighters like Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko.
confusing.
Lopez's case highlighted the confusion the designation created. After defeating Lomachenko in
yeah, we can think of it as like a
BMF.
say you work for a company. Yeah,
Yeah.
BMF is a very good
Close to
example, right?
BMF, yeah.
So like BMF, it doesn't really mean you're a
It doesn't
champion.
really mean you're.
It just means like, oh, you're exciting. Fans want to watch you, so they say, oh,
it's just
you
to
are
elevate you as a fighter.
absolutely. It's like at work. It's like instead of getting a promotion, you get recognized for being
Employee of the month type shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
2020, Lopez was
give it a shot.
recognized as the WBC franchise champion at lightweight, but Devin Haney was already the WBC's standard champion. This meant both men claimed to be WBC champions in the same division, even though they had never fought each other. The WBC presented the franchise title as recognition of elite status, but it quickly became one of the most disputed ideas in modern boxing. Because franchise status is assigned, not won through mandatory, and can be portable across
Yep,
weights,
it's-
the lineage of WBC
subjective
champion
in a way,
split
right?
between franchise and world
have happened.
titles in the same division, which is why fans argue over who the real champion is. Special event belts. Special event belts are one-off titles created by sanctioning bodies, most often by the WBC, to commemorate a specific fight. These belts are not part of the regular championship system and are designed solely for promotional value. They usually feature custom artwork, colors, or themes tied to the event or location. Examples include the Mayan Belt and Huichol Belt, which were awarded in fights involving Canelo Alvarez, and the special WBC Belt made for Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor in 2017. Tyson Fury's heavyweight fights, and even a Jake Paul event, have also been given unique WBC-designed belts. National titles. National titles are championship belts, contested within a single country. They are sanctioned by local governing bodies rather than the major international organization. These belts serve as milestones for fighters beginning to climb the professional ranks, often acting as a gateway to regional or
That's for
world-level
the
recognition.
National titles. So,
Makes
for
sense,
example,
yeah.
Australian champion, United States champion, or the champion of fucking Mexico. or
How
whatever.
does Jake Paul and Tommy Fury will get a title, bro? What the hell?
to sell the fight, man?
Yeah, but
That's
it's like
crazy.
yeah. So at this point, it just kind of like ruins the value of the belt. I
Yeah.
feel like it's used more
That's
of
why
a
all the fans
more of
just
a
get pissed.
promotional material than actually
Yeah.
a badge of honor. Like
Yeah.
a, something.
something to be earned.
Yep.
Let's keep watching.
The British title is one of the most respected examples. Fighters like Lennox Lewis and Ricky Hatton carried the Lonsdale belt before moving on to world championships. Tyson Fury also won the British heavyweight title in 2011 when he defeated Derek Chisora. That victory not only earned him domestic recognition, but also positioned him for bigger opportunities at European and world level. Fury's
Yeah, think of it as like a belt in a smaller regional promotion.
Yeah.
rise from national champion to lineal and unified heavyweight champion shows how these titles can launch a fighter's career on the global stage. In Mexico, national titles carry strong cultural weight, with champions such as Julio Cesar Chavez and Eric Morales fighting for them early in their careers. Historically, national titles held greater importance because international sanctioning bodies were less prominent. As globalization grew, their visibility declined compared to world championships, but they remain highly valued within domestic boxing. For fans, national belts identify the best fighter in their country at a given weight. For boxers, they provide leverage to secure bigger fights and world rankings. The Ring Magazine Belt. The Ring Magazine Belt is awarded by The Ring, a boxing
Honestly, this is
publication
one of the
founded
best
in
belts and the most,
1922.
consistent.
Unlike belts from sanctioning bodies, it is not tied to sanctioning fees, mandatory challengers, or political rulings. Instead, it is given to the fighter considered the true champion of a division based on rankings and results. The most common method of awarding it is when the number 1 ranked fighter in a division meets the number 2. The winner is recognized as the ring champion, and the belt can then be defended against top contenders. If the champion retires, moves to another weight class, or is inactive for an extended period, the title is vacated until a new champion is crowned. Because it is independent of sanctioning bodies, many fans regard the ring belt as a purer symbol of championship status. It reflects performance and lineage, rather than organizational politics. Champions like Sugar Ray Robinson, Roberto Duran, and Manny Pacquiao have all held the ring belt alongside their world titles. Vladimir Klitschko carried the ring heavyweight title during his long reign in the 2000s and early 2000s, when he unified multiple sanctioning belts. His status as both the ring champion and lineal champion gave clarity to a division often split by competing organizations.
Yeah, man. How crazy is that?
Yeah. Quick, pop quiz. How many belts are there in boxing?
3,973. Bro,
You're not far off.
Yeah, what the
That's
fuck is
crazy.
going
You're
on?
not
What
far
was
off,
happening?
you're not far off.
Interim
Yeah.
this, meterim, like what the hell?
Yeah,
Bro,
absolutely.
this is worse than the Spider-Verse, multiverse type shit, bro.
Absolutely. Like as a new boxing fan, I find it very difficult to digest.
Yeah,
I need a freaking Excel sheet to track all of this.
yeah, yeah,
It's
exactly. It's like, how are you gonna tell who's who? You know, it's just tough.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like the scene in Rush Hour. I am you, and I am telling you. It's like it's all crazy shit happening. You feel me?
Good example. Good example. But yeah, no, that's very cool. And then like in our next video, well, let's talk about how
we're gonna talk about how Zuffa boxing is changing everything, and you know, kind of going against the traditional model of boxing that's been going on for so long.
Yep.
And the promotions that come along with it as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Jufa boxing don't make what? This Dana, bro. All right, you know
Dana
what? We'll
White.
talk about it next
we
episode.
Need, we need Uncle Dana to clean up the mess.
Yeah, y'all need to stay tuned because we're gonna figure this out together.
Yep.
And until next time, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you follow our socials: Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We're on all of the platforms. We post consistently. We've got a lot of stuff, exciting stuff happening actually. A lot of MMA stuff as well. So we've got Khalid the champion, and we've got Chris. So until next time, peace. Guys.